Hey guys, it's Scar, and today we're going to be going over my Stamina Warden build for the Scribes of Fate chapter. Before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we are almost at that 5k sub mark, so please subscribe. It's free and it supports me so much, and I would highly appreciate that. Guys, I really like this build a lot. It really hits like a truck. The healing is pretty nice too. It's really tanky, so guys, I can't stress enough how much I like this build. It really does hit hard, and I've been absolutely smacking people with this the last 2 days. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. All right, guys, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. We are going to be a Khajiit on our Warden. In my opinion, Khajiit is the only race to use on this setup because we are going to be going heavy into the crit. So I definitely recommend using Khajiit because that is without a doubt the best in-slot race for that. If you're not going to follow this build through, I really don't recommend going Khajiit. If not, maybe Orc or something like Imperial maybe. But for this one, we are going to do Khajiit. Our attributes are going to be 5 points into health, into magic, 8 points into health, and 51 points into stamina to give us a nice magic pool of 16.9k, a max health pool of 32.7k, and a max stam pool of 22.3k. Right now, I think in this campaign, my alliance has Emp, so without our minor toughness buff, we're most likely going to be at 30k health, and then with our minor toughness buff, we're going to be about the same thing. So right there is about the health that we're staying at regardless. Our Mundus is going to be the Shadow to increase our critical damage and healing. And then also we're going to be using Vampire Stage 3 because that Undeath passive is phenomenal. Having lower damage to you with the less health that you have is honestly nothing to sleep on, and it really makes you tanky and prevents you from being executed really hard when you're at low health. And then also we're going to be using Orzhova Smoked Bear Haunch as our food. It's going to give us a max health of 4,300, and our stamina and magic curve is going to be increased by 369. If you can't afford that, because on PC, I think it goes for like 30k per stack. It's insane. Just use this Jewels of Miserable food. It's basically the same thing. You lose 300 health, and then you lose 12 magic and stamina recovery, which is honestly nothing. Our gear is going to break down like this. Our monster set is going to be Balorgs. Balorgs is going to give you a line of weapon and spell damage. Then when you use an ultimate ability, you gain weapon and spell damage equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. So if you use 200 ult, you're going to increase your weapon and spell damage by 200. And also, it's going to increase your physical and spell penetration equal to 23 times the amount for 12 seconds as well. So again, if you use 200 ult, it's going to give you 200 weapon spell damage. Then also 200 times 23, which... I'm not going to do math, guys. I'm not going to embarrass myself. So, yeah, that. So, we're going to be using a heavy Balorg's Reinforced Helmet. Then we're going to be using a medium Divine Shoulder. And before we even go any farther, all of our body pieces are going to have prismatic enchantments on it, as you can see. Our chest piece is going to be a heavy Order's Wrath piece and reinforced. This is going to be our front bar set on this setup. This is going to give us a line of crit chance, weapon and spell damage, crit chance, another line of crit chance, which is even more than the other two. And then the 5 piece also increases your critical damage and healing by 8%. So we're just really building into that crit damage so much. It is phenomenal. I'm hitting like a truck on this build, and I absolutely love it. Our hands are going to be medium Order's Wrath and Divines. Our belt is going to be medium Trainee and Divines. Our feet are going to be light Hissap in Impen. Hissap is going to be our back bar setup. I tried using a bunch of different setups with this. I tried Rallying Cry. I tried, what else? I tried Mara's Bomb. But honestly, I tried Hissap also, and this is my favorite of the three. The amount of total healing that you get from it, it's just a constant heal, and I love it. So what this does is our back bar set, it's going to give you a line of max health, a line of weapon and spell damage, increases our max magic, and when after being hit by a disabling effect, immobilization, or snare, you heal for 2,578 health once every second for 5 seconds. And then that can this effect can apply once every second. So basically, this is just always stacking. So as long as you're on your back bar, this effect will just keep on recycling every 5 seconds, and it is phenomenal. It is just a constant 1 point. I think it's if you take Battle Spirit into account, it's like a 1.2, 1.3k heal every second, and it is insane, the amount of extra healing that you get on this. I absolutely love it. So also our last body piece is going to be a heavy Order's Wrath in reinforced as well. Our jewelry is going to be his sap. Our necklace is going to be bloodthirsty with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it with the stamina recovery part. This is so weird that isn't it so weird to have the weapon and spell damage as your glyph? I love it. It honestly saves me so much gold. Our mythic is going to be Mark and Ring of the Majesty in the infused trait with a reduced health, magic, and stamina glyph on it. This is a great way to keep your sustain up. We don't really have much into sustain besides this glyph right here, then also this next glyph where we're also using a prismatic reduced cost. They are both very necessary to this build in my opinion, and it is very hard to sustain without them. And then also our other ring is going to be a Ring of the Hissap with a Bloodthirsty trait on it, and like I said, a reduced prismatic cost on it. Our front bar weapon is going to be a Maul of the Order's Wrath in the Sharpen trait with an increased weapon and spell damage enchantment on it to increase our weapon damage as much as possible. This is going to give us as much pen as possible. As we see, our pen just sitting on our front bar is 8.2k, which is huge, because that is before our Subterranean Assault gives us major and minor breach, and then also before our Balorgs gives us however much pen that we get from it. So it is amazing. You get so much pen on this build after you're just in the middle of combat. I love it. Then our back bar is going to be Ice Staff of the Hissap in the Defending trait. And then finally, onto our skills, our front bar spamble is going to be Wrecking Blow. This got buffed this patch, so this morph is now going to give you Empower and Major Berserk for 5 seconds, increasing your damage done with your heavy attacks, and then also increasing your damage done by 10% as well. So that is huge for your overall damage, and it is a great spamble. It kind of sucks though when people are just roll dodge spamming because it kind of gets predictable, but the amount of damage that this gives you nowadays is honestly really nice, and I do like it. And then Bird of Prey is our second ability. This is going to give you multiple things. It's going to give you Major Expedition for 6 seconds, increase your movement speed by 30%. It also is your snare removal, so it's going to give you immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds. And on top of that, you're also getting Minor Berserk, increasing your damage done by 5%. Also, Shimmering Shield. I like this a lot on this build. I tried a bunch of different things. I tried Fetcher Infection. I tried even using the other morph of Shimmering. What is it? Crystallized Slab. But honestly, Shimmering Shield is phenomenal because it's just giving you major heroism basically the entire time you're using this. You get it for 3 seconds, I'm sorry, 6 seconds. So you're getting 3 ultimate every 1.6 or 1.5 seconds, and it is phenomenal because you're just building up that Balord proc over and over and over, and you're just really putting out as much damage as possible. Your pen is so high because your Shimmering Shield is just giving you so much ultimate. I love it so much. Deep Fissure, this is going to be a great combo with your Wrecking Blow. If you time the two of them up together, you are chunking people's health. This is going to do more damage on the second shock, so be mindful of that. And also on top of that, enemies' damage are also afflicted with major and minor breach, so it's going to reduce their physical and spell resistance by 6k and 3k, so you're reducing it by about 9k overall. And then finally, Executioner. This is just going to be your execute on this build for when they're at low health. You just want to secure that kill. It is a much quicker animation than Wrecking Blow, so I love it. And then finally, the most unreliable ultimate in the game, Dawnbreaker. This is going to increase your overall damage because it is part of the Fighters Guild skill line. And then on top of that, it's just a great way to combo your abilities with your Deep Fissure, Wrecking Blow, Dawnbreaker, Execute combo. It's phenomenal. And then Arctic Blast, this is going to be your main heal. This is going to be your burst heal. It doesn't give you the most burst, but honestly, it's also a nice CC to use on your enemies to combo your damage on them. So try to keep in mind to keep this heal up because it also gives you a nice little heal as well. Heal over time afterwards. So I definitely recommend using this. I don't recommend using the other morph because this will leave you CC-less with minus the Dawnbreaker that you have. And also, Bullnetch, this is going to be your source of major brutality and sorcery, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 20%. Then also, every 5 seconds, the Netch removes 1 negative effect from you, so that is amazing. Resolving Vigor, this is going to be your main heal over time and giving you a nice 5-second heal. And then it's also going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 3k by giving you Minor Resolve. Lotus Blossom, this is definitely important to have on here because we're doing a crit build. So this is going to give you Major Prophecy and Savagery, increasing your weapon and spell crit by 2,629. Then also, you also are going to be giving yourself health back for every light attack. And then also your heavy attacks are going to give you a lot more health as well. So keep that in mind. Get your light attack weaves out there so that you're really healing yourself as much as possible and you're not really worried about your back bar heals like your Resolving Vigor and your Arctic Blast. And then Ice Fortress, this is going to be your source of Major Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 30 seconds. And then also you're going to be gaining Minor Protection, reducing your damage taken by 5% as well. So this is a great way to stay tanky. And then Northern Storm, I really like this ultimate a lot for multiple reasons. One, it is an expensive ultimate, so it gives you more Balrog's damage. Then also the damage that you do around you, it's a nice AoE that does damage to multiple enemies. I really like the damage on here. It's really nice. It's really high. Then also on top of that, you're getting Major Protection, so it's going to reduce your damage taken by 10%. So you're becoming extremely tanky while you're inside of this ultimate. And then finally, our champion points. Our blue slottables are going to be Focus Mending, Master at Arms, Fighting Finesse, Ironclad. Our red slottables are going to be Sustained by Suffering, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Celerity. And the only green slottables that matter are Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. But guys, that is the entire build. I hope that you enjoyed. I really like this build. I haven't played Stamden in a little bit. I've been kind of doing just Magna stuff, so this was a really nice build to come back to, and I really did enjoy this. So I hope that you guys enjoyed too. If you're not, guys, I would highly appreciate it if you went and subscribed to the channel. We are almost at that 5k mark, and every single sub helps, and that's just a huge goal that I would really love to get to. So thank you guys so much for being here. Also, like the video. It helps me with the algorithm so much. And what else? Anything else? If you want to see this build live in action or builds like this, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I stream 5 days a week. So come and check it out. Stop by, say what's up. But that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here until the end. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.